What's up, everybody? Coach Justin here, aka Coach Sweat, bringing you an awesome core workout. We're going to start with a little bit of mobility, and then it's going to be all about those abs. All right, so what I need you to do, though, is make sure you have a towel, a mat, something that you can lay on that's going to be a little bit more comfortable than your floor. All right, we're going to start off, and we're going to do 6 moves here to kind of wake up the entire body. We're going to start off with just a simple inchworm. Now, the inchworm, all right, I'm going to start with my feet about shoulder width. I'm going to reach to the toes, and then I'm going to walk it all the way out. Hold for a second, walk it all the way back. I want my butt shooting to the sky during that walk back, and then standing up nice and tall. All right, so for 1 minute here, we're going to repeat that as many times as we can. 3, 2, here we go. So we walk it out. We hold for a good second, engaging the core, squeezing the glutes, and then we walk it back, waking up the shoulders a little bit. Each time, taking your time, holding that plank here for a good second or two, just to really wake up that core and get that body moving. Now, today's workout is going to start with this 6-minute mobility work, which you can do every day to start your day. So don't just think this is only for this workout. And then we're going to work through a lot of oblique work today. All right, so we're going to light up the obliques. We'll hit the six-pack area as well, but today's focus is going to be on those obliques in particular. We got 1 more inchworm out of us, and then we're going to be in a up dog, down dog next. All right, so our next move, we're going to take it down to the floor. All right, we're going to be in the up dog position here to start. Pull your shoulder blades down and back. Keep your glutes engaged when you're here to take tension out of that lower back. And then we're just going to press up into that down dog. When we're in the down dog, we're driving our heels to the floor, pressing our shoulder blades down and back. And then we're just going to flow back to that up dog. So for 1 minute, we're going to go back and forth between those 2 moves in 3, 2. Here we go. Hold each position for at least a 3 count, right? Feel that position. Worm around, work around a little bit as well. Flow up into that down dog. Now, when you're in the down dog, the wider your stance is, the easier it'll be to get those heels to the floor. So if you need to, adjust your stance there. Squeeze those glutes. Pull those shoulders down and back, right? Don't let those shoulders round forward in that up dog. Drive the butt to the sky. Press the heels to the floor. Get a stretch into the backside of the body there. And just nice, easy flow. Waking up that spine a little bit here as well. Just back and forth. Once again, utilize these movements that we're doing in this mobility flow every day. That'll help keep all of your joints nice and young. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move into a little 90-90 work. All right. So I'm going to start with my heels down, hands behind my back. All right. From here, I want to go a little bit wider. And what I'm going to think about is taking my right knee to my left heel. Now, I'm not going to literally touch it, but I'm just going to go in that direction. While that happens, this left leg is going to drop towards the floor a little bit. All right. And I'm just going to cycle through back and forth, back and forth. Okay. So we're going to do that for a minute here. In 3, 2, 1. Just back and forth. Back and forth. In a moment, we're going to take this to a full rotation, but we're just kind of warming up those hips. I always jokingly say if I had the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz as one of my clients, this would be a move I make him do. All right, to really wake up those hips and just flow side to side. All right, side to side. About another 20 seconds here, and then we'll make this a full rotation. We'll take our hands off the ground in just a moment. When we start getting into our ab work, you're going to start hearing me breathe a little bit heavier, so I apologize in advance. Now we're going to make this a full rotation. Okay, so you'll notice I'm now taking one hand off and bringing it to that foot out in front, making that 90-degree angle here and 90-degree angle there. All right, so we're gonna do that for a minute as well. Here we go. Cycle through, bring that hand up, turn your chest just a little bit, and then come back here. Turn your chest, boom. Now you're gonna really start to feel that lower back area, right? What you can do to spice this up a little bit too is I can take it into a press, or I take that chest down to the floor, take that chest down to the floor, get a little bit more out of that lower back, which is often an area that is tight for a lot of us, right? But find where you are at the moment and where you need to work through this. And you can go at whatever speed you feel comfortable with. Once again, if you want to add a little press, add that little press there. Just about 6 more seconds here. Beautiful. All right, up next, we're going to do a dying bug, okay? So I'm going to lay on my backside here. All right, I'm going to have my knees bent to start and my hands out in front. Now, what I want to do from here is lift the shoulder blades slightly off the floor, pull the belly button down to the spine. Opposite arm and leg are going to extend out. Now, as I do this, I'm really pulling the belly button to the floor to engage my core, and I'm lifting the shoulder blades slightly off the ground. Each time, I'm going to pause for a quick second, make sure my shoulders are off the ground, and then come back to the start. Pause, start. All right, so we're going to do that for 1 minute here in 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Make sure you lift those shoulder blades off the floor so you really feel that core working. The one thing about the dying bug is you want to go slow. So you are the slowest dying bug in the world here. A lot of times people want to move quick. All right, that's a bicycle crunch. We're trying to focus in on pulling that belly button down to the floor, lifting the shoulder blades slightly off the ground. We're waking up our coordination just a little bit as well. You should start to feel a good burn in that ab area. All right, if you're really focusing on drawing your belly button down to the ground each and every time. And you'll notice I'm just kicking that leg straight out, extending that arm straight back. I'm not kicking it to the sky. Core is starting to light up here in that last 8 seconds. Lets me know I'm doing it correctly. So really pull that belly button down, lift those shoulders off the ground. 3, 2, and rest. All right, our last move for our warm-up is what I like to call rolling planks. So it's just going to wake up our shoulders a little bit, but it's also going to just get us moving in a plank position. So now what you're going to do is make an equal sign with your arm, and then you're going to place it down on your mat. From here, I have a wide stance with my legs, and I'm just going to roll to a side plank, reach up, come back to that equal sign, roll to the other side. All right, if you need to, you can always do this from the knees as well, all right, rotating side to side. But it's just going to wake up the chest and wake up the shoulders. 1 minute in 3, 2, 1. So equal sign here, wide stance. I'm going to rotate, hold for a good 1, 2, and then roll back. Hold, 1, 2, and back. We will do some planking today, so we're just getting comfortable with this position. Don't let your hips drop to the floor. Don't let your butt shoot to the sky. And at any point, right, you drop to those knees as an option. But just our last little warm-up move before we start really getting after those abs. Timing will not be long. It's going to be a lot of 25-second intervals today, but very little rest in between. Beautiful. About 5 seconds here. 3, 2, and rest. All right. It is time to get down to work now. Okay, we got a good little mobility flow. You should have nice little warmth to your entire body. And what we're going to do to start is the bicycle crunch. Now, we're going to do right to left elbow only. Okay, so right to left elbow only. So I'm going to have my Left leg extended out. My right leg is going to be bent. My right hand is going to be by my right ear as well as my left by the left ear. And then I'm going to come here, meet in the middle. Now I'm going to fully extend that leg each time, and I'm always coming back right to left. So for 25 seconds, we're going to do just one side, right to left. Then we'll switch. We'll do 25 seconds on the other. Okay, very simple, straightforward. And then we're going to do some single leg V-ups. So I'm going to bring all the way up, touch hands towards the foot. If I need to, a great option here is bend the knee, okay, and sit up as high as I can, right? You can make it more of a crunch. Now our last move, we're going to get a little bit of upper body in, so I'm going to sneak in some good strength work here as well. We're going to do a push-up to an alternating toe touch. So now we're going to flip it over. We're going to go down. We're going to come up and touch opposite hand to opposite foot. Push up again, opposite hand to opposite foot. So if I need to, down to the knees for the push-up, back up to the toes for that touch. Down to the knees for the push-up, back to the toes for that touch. Okay, we're going to go through this a couple times. All right, so use the first set to get comfortable with the moves. But let's lay on our back side. We're going to put the hands by the ears, bend the knees, kick the left leg out, and we're just going to go right to left in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Right to left, fully extend that leg. Now my left heel is not going to touch the ground. All right, so it's going to stay hovering. My right heel is on the floor, but I'm just bringing right elbow to left knee, meeting right in the middle. You're going to start to feel those obliques here in just a second. In 3, 2, 1, we rest. All right, in 3, 2, 1, we do the other side now. Fully extend that right leg, meet left elbow to right knee in the middle. Breathing. Inhale, exhale. So when you meet that elbow and knee in the middle, that's when you want to exhale. When you straighten out the leg and lean back, that's when you want to take your big deep breath in and rest. All right, we're going to go with those single leg V-ups now. Alternate sides, 3, 2. Here we go. So lift that torso all the way up as high as you can. Try and touch those toes. Nice and slow. We're not trying to work at a super fast pace here. Right? All of these moves are going to target a lot of the same area. So we want to just make sure we're working smoothly at a nice, steady pace. You can use a little momentum from your arms as you start to fatigue out and rest. And now we're going to flip it over into that push-up position. We're going to go push-up to toe touch. All right, let's get it working. Push-up to toe touch. Remember, if you need to, you drop to those knees as an option. Push-up to toe touch. My mic fell out. Beautiful things of filming. Push up to toe touch in 3, 2, 1. All right, take a little breather here, okay? We're going to rest for about 30 seconds. Allow yourself to catch your heart rate down, and then get ready for another set. But we're going to repeat that one more time, and then we'll move on to our next batch of moves. This is a good time to get some water. But we're going to start in about 10 seconds, so head back to your mat if you have ventured away from there. Let's lay it back down. We're going to put both hands by the ears. We're going to keep that right leg bent, and then we're going to go right to left in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So I've got right elbow meeting left knee in the middle. Remember, you're breathing, right? Inhale here. Exhale. We got about 10 seconds on this side. In 3, 2, and rest. All right, bring that left foot down, kick that right leg out. 3, 2, here we go. Left elbow meets right knee in the middle. Lift that shoulder blade slightly off the floor. Hopefully you've got just as good of an ab burn as I have right now. Remember, you take breathers when you need to. In 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, we're gonna go back to our single leg V-up. Shoot those arms up in 3, 2. Here we go. Lift that torso up as high as you can. As you start to get tired, make it more of a crunch, right? So I'm just lifting now the shoulder blades slightly off the floor. Lifting the shoulder blades slightly off the floor. If you need to adjust, right? Maybe bend your knee a little bit, but you got 6 seconds here. And rest. All right, one more time. We go push up in 3, 2. Here we go. So we push up, touch opposite hand to opposite toe, and then back down. Remember, find where you need to be at that push up, whether it's on the knees or from the toes. Core is nice and tight. Pulling that belly button up to that spine. Getting a little bit of upper body work in here as well. We've got 3, 2, and rest. Okay, grab some water for sure now, because I'm going to go over our next series of moves. More oblique work, okay? So we're going to do some side lying V-ups next. Same timing though, so 25 seconds of work, quick 5 seconds in between. And we'll do 2 sets as well. So our first move, side lying V-ups. I'm going to lay on one side. For example, I'm on my left side. So my left arm is going to be out here or out here, wherever it's comfortable. I like it out here because I kind of use it as a little bit of leverage for when I'm doing this move. Top arm, I like to extend out, and then from here, I'm bringing both legs up, trying to touch. So we just did some single leg V-ups laying on our back. Now we're going to do the same move with our obliques though. A great option here is one leg comes up. All right, one leg. Or maybe I just bring my knees to my elbow. Knees to my elbow. Okay? So once again, find where you're at. So we're going to do one side, roll it over. We'll do the other side. And then we're going to head into a power sit-up. So I'm going to reach the arms out, lift the legs up. I'm going to sit all the way up, give myself a nice big hug into that nice good seated position. And then I'm going to lay back down. Bring it all up. Lay back down. Okay? Once you get the hang of it, feel free to increase your intensity, your speed. Otherwise, go nice and slow. And then our last move will be in that plank position, down on the forearms and elbow. And we're going to drop the hip to the right and drop the hip to the left. And we're just going to roll. Roll side to side. So once again, we're attacking those obliques today. So let's get into our side lying V-up position. Remember, arm can be here, here, wherever you need to be. We're going to work for 25 seconds though in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, both legs can come up. One leg can come up. I can bend my knees a little bit more. All right, find where you need to be. Now, I'm using a little bit of leverage into that hand that's on the ground. All right, it's going to help me get up a little bit more into that V-up position. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, and rest. All right, let's roll it to the other side. Find your position first in 3, 2. Here we go. Lift. Remember, both legs, one leg, wherever you need to be at. Remember, breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. 5 seconds here. In 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to lay on our back. Power sit-ups, as I like to call them. 3, 2. Here we go. We sit all the way up. Hug those knees. And lay back down. Sit on up. Hug those knees. And sit on back down. Heels are trying to hover the entire time. When you hug your knees, pull your shoulder blades down and back. Get yourself in a nice, good, proper position. Core is nice and tight. You got 6 seconds here. We've got 3, 2, and rest. All right, into that plank position we go. 3, 2. Here we go. We dip the hips to the right, and then we dip the hips to the left. Dip the hips to the right, dip the hips to the left. Keep your glutes engaged. Pull that belly button to that spine, and we're just moving those hips like we're at a 𝐷𝐿 concert, okay? So side to side. Rolling, burning in 3, 2, and rest. Okay, little breather here, and then we're gonna do that one more time, okay? So I don't know about you guys, but my abs are on fire right now. So hopefully you're right there with me. If not, this next round will do it. All right, so get to that sideline V-up position. Remember, one leg, two legs, wherever you need to be. 3, 2, here we go. Lift, exhale at the top, inhale at the bottom. Exhale, inhale. Once again, I apologize for my breathing. 5 seconds here. Lift. Use that arm as leverage. 3, 2, and roll it to the other side. 3, 2, and here we go. Back at it. Thankfully, we're only doing 2 sets. All right, 3, that's just crazy nonsense. 2 is perfect. Because we got one more circuit to work through. 3, 2, and rest. All right, power sit-ups one more time here. 3, 2, here we go. Sit all the way up, hug the knees, pause for a second. If you're feeling good, let's increase that intensity. So as you can see, I'm moving a little quicker now, trying to get a few more repetitions in. Notice that breathing. Inhale, exhale. We've got 3, 2, and back to that plank position we go. 3, 2, here we go. Dip the hips to one side, roll it to the other. Hopefully you started your Apple Watch or Fitbit. Otherwise, this doesn't count. You got to redo it all over again. I'm just kidding. 3, 2, and rest. Okay, what I want you to do during the recovery time right now is that up dog we had a moment ago during our warm-up. I just want you to spend some time in there, all right? Abs are gonna get a good stretch. So while you're there, I'm gonna go over our next set of moves. We've got the Turkish sit-up to start. Now, with the Turkish sit-up, our legs are gonna be straight. Shoot the arms up. We're gonna sit up tall, reach to the sky. Slowly lower yourself back down. Reach up tall. Boom. Back and forth. Now, if you need to, make it a crunch, right? So maybe I bring my heels down, lift the shoulder blades slightly off the floor, come back down. Lift. So maybe it's just a crunch for you today, right? And then maybe you eventually work yourself up to that full Turkish sit-up. And then we're gonna stay down. We're gonna lift the legs up, okay? Lower the legs down. Simple as that. Now, I want your shoulder blades slightly off the floor, so I don't want you relaxing here. If you need to, a great option is to take your hands and put them kind of on the upper portion of your buttocks there and lift. It's gonna give you a little bit of a base of support, but it also might help you keep your back flat. So you're probably gonna see me do this option here so that I minimize my back arching when I lower those legs. And then our last move will be a quadruped position. So hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, lift the knees off the ground. We're gonna go opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Okay, we're trying to minimize our hips moving and our butt shooting to the sky. So I always like to joke, depending on the time of the day, if it's nighttime and you're doing this, you got your 1 glass of wine on your tailbone, right? If it's the morning, you got your 1 cup of coffee on your tailbone. And the goal there is to minimize losing that position and losing our favorite drink to start the day or end the day, okay? So now we're gonna do this for 30 seconds at a time. So a little bit longer, all right? And we're gonna start with that Turkish sit-up, but only 3 moves here, 2 rounds. Okay, legs are gonna be straight, or you can bend the knees. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. We sit up, come back down. Inhale. As you're at the bottom, inhale, and then exhale at the top. This is all core, right? We're taking the legs out of the equation with that straight leg position and rest. All right, so I'm gonna put my hands underneath or above my upper buttocks here. Lift the shoulder blades up, and we're gonna lift and lower. All right, let's get to work. Inhale as you lower. Exhale at the top. So it's a great move. It's going to target the lower ab area, but we're also working the hip flexor. So if you're a runner, this is a great move for your hip flexors and strengthening that area. You'll feel that area working hard. 3, 2, and rest. All right, let's get to that quadruped position. Hands under the shoulders, knees at the hips. In 3, 2, 1, lift the knees up, opposite hand to opposite shoulder. If you're feeling good, you can go opposite hand to opposite knee as well. Kind of spice it up a little bit. So as you can see, I'm hitting all 4. Otherwise, here, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. So once again, you're going to fire up the entire core here. You're going to feel those obliques after all the hard work we've been doing. We've got 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, take a little breather here. Then we're going to do that all one more time. I'm sweating, guys. Hopefully you are too. Sweating with Coach Sweat. All right, doesn't get better than that. All right, so back we go to that Turkish sit-up. Okay, so legs straight, knees bent, wherever you need to be. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lift up, reach tall. Nice and slow. This is just our finishing core block. We did a lot of work in those first 2. So we're just kind of putting the icing on the cake here, the cherry on top. 3, 2, and rest. All right, take those hands, place them wherever you need to on the sides. And in 3, 2, 1, here we go. We lift and we lower. Keep those shoulder blades slightly off the floor. Pull that belly button down to the ground, keeping that back nice and flat. We got about 10 seconds here. Feeling those hip flexors in a good way, feeling those lower ab muscles working. We've got 3, 2, and rest. All right, quadruped position one more time today. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Knees off the floor. Great option though is you can keep those knees kind of down on the ground, right? The goal really is to keep those hips as still as you can. Spice it up, touch that knee. Opposite hand to opposite knee. Beautiful, we got 10 seconds here. Core is fired up. 5, 3, 2, and rest. Okay, great job everybody. You just knocked out that core workout. We're gonna stretch it out though a little bit, okay? So let's get to that up dog position and just spend some time here. Pull the shoulder blades down and back, stretch it out. Great option. I come down here, right? Make it a little bit lighter on the body. Now, when I'm in this position, regardless though, glutes are tight, right? Take tension out of that lower back. And just breathe. This is your time to catch your breath. Hopefully you worked up somewhat of a sweat right there. Got those abs working. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flow into a child's pose. I want you to go nice and wide with the legs. Push the hips and butt back. Reach the arms forward. Let your forehead rest onto your mat. Just really working on bringing your heart rate down. This is just a great stretch to start the day with, but also to finish the day with. So great for that lower back. Helps stretch out the upper body though, the lats. So really reach those arms forward. while you rest your butt on those heels. Good, now we're gonna go into a little half kneeling position. So I've got my right knee down. Okay, left leg's out in front. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis under, right? So tilting it towards me here, squeezing that back glute to create a distraction to help stretch out this front area, okay? A lot of the moves incorporate the hip flexors, so we just wanna stretch them out. But a lot of us also have a job that requires us to sit down a lot. And when we sit a lot, our hip flexors shorten and tighten while our back muscles lengthen and weaken. So a great way to help prevent low back is to stretch your hip flexors out, all right? So we'll spend a little bit of time here stretching these guys out. You can also add a reach. So I've got my right knee down, which means I'm gonna reach with my right arm. That's gonna help get a little bit deeper into that area, but optional, all right? Find where you need to be at. And now things you don't wanna do when you're in that hip flexor stretch is push through that lower back, right? So if I'm here, I'm getting nothing. I wanna tuck that pelvis under, keep that glute tight, and then I just shift my weight forward, right? As you can see, there's no arch in that lower back. I'm getting all that stretch right here in that hip flexor and quad. What we're gonna do is just simply switch it to the other side. You can always hold that longer, right? Tuck the pelvis under, squeeze that glute, shift that weight forward, feel that stretch. Wanna get a little bit más? We add that reach up overhead, but find where you need to be at. Now, a great way to amplify this stretch is you just elevate that foot a little bit higher and higher each time, all right? So if you're not getting a good deep stretch here, you can just put this, okay, on a box, your couch, right? And get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Awesome. Well, excellent job. Way to crush today's workout, and have a great rest of your day.